Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where last episode, Britain nearly bankrupted us by letting Prussia block all of our trade with Britain. It was a problem. We have our construction paused here and we're working on paying down our debt. That is going to be very important here. We absolutely do need to pay down our debt. We are working on building in our private construction still, but that is definitely slower. So our government constructions are going to need to happen, right? But paying down our debt is going to be important, and I think we do that first. We need to take a look at Britain here. They would not accept this for how many reasons? 135 due to power projection and their rank of great power compared to minor power. Okay. So that's reasonably fine, right? We're currently deliberately tanking those amounts in order to put more into our pay down of debt. So I feel like that's okay. Every 5 weeks, we're going to pay down a full $1 million here. Actually, closer to every 4 weeks. And as that snowball gets going, our interest payments are going to get lower and lower as well. So that will help matters. But man, imagine if we had the 335k per week. 4426. Okay, I want to change potentially a law here. Ideally, I'd like to get down to like national militia or mass conscription. No one is in favor of this. Literally no one. We're on peasant levies right now. We can mobilize up to 399 conscript battalions. Okay. Noted. I just noticed this designate strategic objective. That's interesting. Okay. I probably should have noticed that a long time ago, but I just noticed it. So we're working on enlistment offices. That's 25 months on that, so about 2 years there. Great Britain took on the Sikh Empire's national debt. We wouldn't mind them taking on our debt, except that that would give us an obligation, which we already have. And we're going to have to wait for that to expire. We should activate the emergency relief now, I think. Yes. Central Archives were just unlocked. That is a very big deal. That gives us additional taxation capacity, and it unlocks standardized filing systems for government administrations. So, we love that. That also gives us access to secret police. But I don't... Let's see, that's not here. It gives us access to secret police somewhere. Was that in the institution? No. Regardless, it does not matter. We need to go into our buildings here, into our urban buildings, and set this to standardized filing system. So that is going to give us 15 taxation capacity per level instead of 10. Okay, so we need to go through and cancel all of our pending government administrations. Or at least many of them. Because they're not actually relevant anymore. So we're going to just do something kind of like this. Beautiful. Where else are we building them? North Bengal. Cool. It's not that they're not relevant anymore. It's that the calculus on this has changed. So that'll be fine for now. What else do we have? Bihar? Sure. There we go. And then we've got 90 in Andhra. Okay. So we're going to get those all canceled. I want to sort by tax here. Yep, that looks good. This is definitely an improvement. But now that it's 15, I'm probably going to have to use a calculator to figure it out, because that sort of mental math sounds complicated. We just finished Central Archives, plus 5% bureaucracy or progress on identification documents. We'll take the bureaucracy, I guess. Now, we should probably go into our decrees and run some emergency relief in some locations. Oh, we don't have the authority for it, actually. And I think it's fine. Enact wage subsidies, huh? Nobody's actually in favor of this. 0.4% to 74.7%. Okay. We're not going to do that. That's for sure. Are we running a paper shortage? Yes, paper is now expensive. Okay. That explains a lot, because I was wondering what was going on with this. But our taxes are mostly better. We could definitely go through on a per building basis and turn down the buildings that don't actually need the additional paper throughput. Or we could just leave it be. That is the other option. Now, how much would it cost to resume this? 500k? Noted. I didn't actually mean to let that weak tick go through, but I guess we let the weak tick go through. That's fine. France is embargoing Great Britain. Okay. We need to get this debt paid off, right? That is a very, very high priority. Okay. In search of a better life. Sure. We should activate the emergency relief. It is true. So we can go ahead and activate an emergency relief in the original Andra now. There we go. So we'll go ahead and do that now that that's, I think, free with those additional events. Assuming that that stacks together the way I think it does. Cool. We do have some insufficient taxation capacity, and we do have some low market access. Is that due to infrastructure? Actually, in some cases, yes. So, we've got a SOM here. If I recall correctly, yeah, this is an employment issue. Okay. This is being built right now. So is this. These two are not, but I feel like it's okay. We could definitely queue them up like so. In search of a better life, huh? The Anglo-Indian Travancore? Can we do that? Apparently. So, let's see here. Orissa. Okay, there we go. What are we actually paying in welfare? Not a lot. Noted. So the standard of living is just kind of chilling right now, right? We need to pay off our debt. That is vitally important. And our market access isn't great. Paper is expensive, and I feel like we should probably think about importing some paper here. We'll import all of the paper. I'm sure we'll not want to have all of the paper eventually, but we'll import all of the paper for now. Beautiful. So that should, in theory, drop the price of paper down. At least somewhat. The market access here is definitely an issue. There's no doubt about that one. The Great Hunger hitting right now is really awkward timing, I gotta say. But for the moment, it feels reasonably fine. So that's good. I would like the private constructions to get slightly better funded, because I would like them to build more things. They're actually privately building government administrations. Interesting. I didn't realize they did that. No, wait, this is not the private constructions. I'm dumb. This is the private constructions. That makes a lot more sense. Excellent. So that's looking fine, right? Paper mills are being queued up, and yeah, that all looks completely okay. I would love to get back to work on construction. Our interest payments are dropping, and that's good. Unfortunately, Britain would not accept this. As a question, if we were to bump our government wages to here, which would be expensive, that brings up our prestige to 949. We cannot achieve a higher rank than minor power due to being the subject of Great Britain. Okay, so that would not actually change that. I'm wondering, in that case, if we can't change off of being a minor power, then why does that have a malus here of minus 10 reasons? Seems kind of strange. But okay. So we really need to get, like, France to back us on this. 4214. 4605. Okay. Noted. For the time being, I think we're fine just spending down our debt and working this down. And we're also grabbing enlistment offices in 17 months. In theory, once we have enlistment offices, we may be able to break free of Britain. Maybe. We'll see. Fingers crossed on that one. It'd be very good if we did. The Great Hunger will time out in 35 months, so that's going to be a while yet. So that's definitely noted. 152k on interest. That's definitely a lot. Our emergency relief measures have toned down the number of victims. Cool. So that's all looking good. Of course, the emergency relief is costing us a little bit in welfare payments. But that's fine. Our gold reserves are dramatically improving here. We're down to 150k in interest, so we can still roughly double our income. Investment pool is going down right now. I like to see that. That's really, really good. So these private constructions are finishing up. Our GDP is continuing to climb. The real question that I have right now is how can we break free from Britain? The really awkward thing about this, in my opinion, is that you can't time your independence claim when they're at war with another great power. That's absolutely something you do in, like, Europa or even in, like, Crusader Kings. Basically any other Paradox game. That's the way that you'd play that. But in this game, it's just not possible. Which is a little strange, if you ask me. I'm not sure why they made that decision. Great Britain took on Kutai's national debt. Okay. We're going to have a lot of fronts when we declare this. And we're going to have to get all of this occupied very, very, very quickly. That's going to be interesting, for sure. We're technologically behind Britain. We're only at 24.7% literacy, although that is improving. So that's good. We are up to 182k, meaning that our credit is down to 53.8. We're definitely working on that. We're spending it down at a reasonable rate. 53.6 million. Yeah. I'd like to get to the point where it's going down by like 1 million a month. That would be nice. But we're not quite at that point right now. Enact poor laws? Is anyone actually in favor of this? No. No one is actually in favor of that. So we're not going to do that. By no one, I mean not the landowners, who are basically the only people that we have. So we've got a lot of market access issues here. Are these caused by infrastructure? Actually, broadly, yes. Okay. So we should probably resume our construction here temporarily, just to build railways. So let's go through here and see if there are any railways here. I'm going to move up any railways that are currently in these lists. Okay, nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here. And once we finish going through the list, we will resume until the railways are completed. We definitely do need to work on that. So here's a couple of railways. And I may miss a couple here and there, but it's not the end of the world if that's the case. 4. Let's see here. Any railways? Yes. Here's 1. 3. 2. I think that railway is... yeah, this is good. Okay, so we're going to resume our construction temporarily here until these railways are completed. We need to work on our market access. That is of vital importance. So this is going to be about 20 weeks of this. This is going to build up a lot of debt. But this is also going to work through about a third of our construction queue here, which isn't bad. That will help a lot. I want to check in here and make sure that these... Okay, they're not actually all set to auto-expand. At some point, this got changed. Patent stills would be fine. What else do we have here? Chemical plants can't get changed down. Okay, we can just go through these and make sure that they're set to auto-expand. I would love to expand our gold mines. Not an option at this moment. Okay. So that'll do for now. Cool. So we'll let this construction commence for a little bit. There was a boiler explosion. These events are simply the price of progress. Okay. So this railway is 16 weeks out. 11 weeks down this way. We need to get them done, and it's of absolute importance that that happens. We're having our market access slip away from us right now, and it really needs to not do that. This does, however, mean that we're getting relatively close to finishing our construction queue, which would be amazing. I would love that. How are we doing on our employment? We could definitely get more people employed. That's for sure. Okay. So we've got about 11 weeks here, so that's going to be like 6 million credit. It's going to hurt, no doubt about that, but it does need to happen. It absolutely needs to happen. Enlistment offices. Okay, so plus 20% conscriptable battalions and allows us to do mass conscription. We also got the screw frigate, but at this point, I definitely want to go into like society, into like international exchange standards, although maybe something a little bit more basic. Mechanized workshops would be 3 years out. Economy of scale building level cap sounds good, actually. Let's go ahead and do that. Cool. So we're going to continue constructing here for a few weeks. Not that many more weeks. I want to check in 103. Okay. Yeah, that's a little grim. But we need to get these railways done. Keep in mind, this whole time, we're working on all of this stuff as well. And all of this stuff, too. So there's a lot of this going on, right? And that's looking good. Did I just see... Yeah, this sugar plantation should get canceled. Excellent. 4 weeks now, at this point, or about 2 million additional credit. Something along those lines. 24 months until the Great Hunger expires. That's good. I'd love to see our standard of living come up, but unfortunately, it's not. Our radicalism is. Our loyalists are actually coming up a little bit too, although it doesn't look like it based on the graph, but sure. So the railways are finishing up. We can definitely cancel these plantations. 1 more week until this railway is complete. Okay. Market access is awkward, mostly because we don't have our own market. And that's a big problem. We need to get our own market, for sure. Okay, I'm seeing a bunch of railways queued up there. Are those in the private constructions? There's a couple of them in the private constructions. Okay. 49 weeks in our construction queue here. Okay. I want to keep building. I really do. I don't think we can afford it forever. Checking in here, 90k now. It's a bit yikes, that's for sure. We're still adding to our investment pool awkwardly, but it's fine. It's okay. So, paper mills are going to be finishing up here. What are our biggest expenditures? I'm betting it's steel. Yeah, steel is up there. And for government buildings here, mostly paper. Wouldn't mind expanding our paper mills further. 47 weeks on the construction queue. Now, things are continually being added to the construction queue, but finishing these buildings will continue to strengthen our economy in the long term. So as long as this balance is going to remain reasonably positive, I think it's okay. That's the main concern at this moment. Also concerns... Yeah, we're lacking qualified laborers. That is a concern, for sure. Let's max out all of our ports. I think ports require fewer qualified laborers. So we're just going to max out our ports for the moment to hopefully help with that market access issue. I don't know how much it'll actually help, but we'll do that. So these are going to be 15 weeks to build, and there's a lot of them. So we're probably going to need to pause our constructions here eventually. Eventually. We can get about 20 million, so about 40 weeks. Call it like 35. Seems vaguely doable. Our market access, like, we really need to get free from Britain, right? That is what this is. We need to get free from Britain. So the question is, when are we going to go about doing that? Well, we need to wait for our obligation to expire. And then we need France to come in on our side. It's gotta be France. What do we have now? 249 plus 415. I would really like to change down to something like national militia or even mass conscription. I think national militia would be the way to go. Unfortunately, we don't really have any way to do this. The landowners do oppose it. So let's just wrap up our construction on this round of ports. And then we'll have a few more rounds of ports here. We do need to fix our market access. And a big part of that is simply lack of qualified personnel. So obviously that does mean that we could build like universities. Which wouldn't be a bad idea. We could build one level of university in every state. And yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea. So the universities are going to take a while, but that will help our qualifications. Do universities auto-expand? I don't think they do. No. We could go down to the philosophy department, and that would probably be beneficial as well. We're going to have a pretty big paper shortage. No shockers on that one. And a bunch of these ports are still being worked on, so we'll continue to work on all of that. But we're almost certainly going to need to pause our construction eventually. The question is, when are we going to do this? Actually, we're doing reasonably okay right now. So that's good. Ports are starting to finish up here. And yeah, that'll take a while for these ports to be worked through. And just one level of university in each of these will increase our qualifications by like 15% each. So that would be really good. Indeed. So 5 weeks on our university project here. We're just going to wrap that up for sure. And ports are being worked on in the background. Yes, our debt is awful. Absolutely. But we do need to work on qualifications, and this will help matters there. Also, literacy would help. if we were able to get to, like, compulsory primary school, that would actually be very popular. But we haven't invented human rights for that, so we can't do that at this moment. Okay. So these universities are going to be done mostly now, actually. Just the ones in less efficient locations, not finished up yet. Cool. 2 more weeks until these universities are complete. And we're going to continue to work on these ports. Market access is improved. That's for sure. Cool. So there's all of the universities done. At this point, we've got... Actually, we're working on all of the remaining ports now. That's beautiful. Love to see it. So we've got 2 weeks until a bunch more ports finish up. Now 1 week. And then a bunch more are going to finish up the week after that. We're down to 480k, so that is a big improvement. I'm betting... Okay, glass, coal, and steel are all still expensive. Okay. For the time being, that's not shocking. And we've still got a full page of ports here. Plus a little bit more. 64 weeks on this construction queue? Yeah, we're never, in theory, going to reach the end of this construction queue. So that's fine. So really, this is going to be, what, 10 weeks out for the ports to finish? Yeah, that's what it looks like. Okay. Well, we're going to have to start paying down our debt very soon here. We'll let this go up until we enter default. This revolution isn't going to be a thing. I'm quite certain about that. Okay. Hopefully that will start improving our qualifications. Fingers crossed on that one. We can check here to see how true that is. I think it is improving. Yes, it is improving. Cool. It's not perfect, but it's getting better. We're going to run out of credit very soon, but I want to at least try to get these ports done. 3 more weeks on that. And yeah, we can afford that. Just barely, but we can afford it. So that looks good. What are we paying for interest right now? Yeah, 258k. Yikes. We definitely need to start paying down our interest. So we're going to get this last port completed, and then we're going to pause our constructions again. Beautiful. So we'll get that paused, and we'll start paying down that debt. Excellent. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to see what we can do about Great Britain. Again. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadow Wolf, and Lohan80, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Rogue Corvid, Anna the Elephant, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.